Some mysteries feel like they're pulled from a half-forgotten nightmare. They're a collection of bizarre details that refuse to fit together. Few cases are more unsettling than what happened to the JAMISON family. Imagine a family of 3 vanishing while scouting a remote piece of land. Their truck was found abandoned, their dog starving inside, phones and wallets left behind, and a bank bag with $32,000 in cash. They left their dog behind, barely alive. 4 years later, skeletal remains were found a few miles away, but discovery only deepened the mystery. This isn't just people getting lost. It's a rabbit hole of paranoia and bizarre behavior. We'll examine their disappearance, strange footage, missing briefcase, and the theories that followed. This is the disturbing mystery of the JAMISON family. Listen closely. We begin on October 8, 2009. They were getting ready for a fresh start, heading into the Sainte-Bois Mountains. Bobby and Sherilyn Jamison and their 6-year-old daughter Madison prepared to scout a 40-acre plot. They planned to use a storage container they owned as their off-grid home. They loaded a white pickup and drove about 30 miles into remote Sainte-Bois country. They told an associate they were on their way, and then vanished. Because the family was private and often went off alone, nobody immediately raised alarm. It took 8 days before hunters found the truck. Miles from any road, a group of hunters stumbled on an abandoned pickup. Inside, scene after scene made no sense. Wallets, IDs, jackets, both of their cell phones, all left behind. Tucked under the driver's seat, a bank bag with $32,000. The family's dog, Maisie, was inside, severely malnourished but alive. That they left their dog suggested either they planned to return or were forced to leave. There was no sign of a struggle, no blood, nothing obvious. So why abandon cash, phones, and a dog? The lead points to strange events beforehand. To understand, investigators dug into the Jamisons' life and found the bizarre. What they found inside and before they left would only deepen the questions. Investigators cataloged every item in the truck. Phones, IDs, jackets, nothing appeared forced or damaged. $32,000. The Jamisons were not known to have that kind of money. No explanation emerged for where the money came from. Maisie's condition tugged at hearts. Why leave a dog behind? It implied either a planned return or a hurried, forced departure. There was no blood, no clear signs of violence at the truck. That made the case difficult from the start. Investigators recovered camera footage from the Jamison property the morning they left. Their movements were described as trance-like, slow, methodical, sometimes staring blankly. Sherilyn is seen placing a brown briefcase in the truck, a briefcase that was never found. Its absence became another unsolved detail. Friends and neighbors were baffled. The family kept to themselves. Investigators had leads but no definitive direction. When they looked deeper, what they found in the Jamisons' home was unsettling, and it pulled investigators into a darker backstory. The recovered footage shows Bobby and Sherilyn packing, but their movements were odd. The sheriff described them as trance-like, moving almost like zombies. Investigators found a book later described as a witch's Bible. Sherilyn had spray-painted a bizarre message about witches and a black cat. Bobby told his pastor he believed the house was haunted. He asked for special bullets and claimed to read from a book to cleanse the house. Sherilyn struggled with bipolar disorder and severe depression. A protective order had been filed months earlier in a heated family conflict. Bobby accused his father of threats and criminal ties. A bitter lawsuit simmered. The father was a person of interest but had an alibi in a hospital. Rumors spread, cults, gangs, drug ties, or worse. A former handyman with extremist ties surfaced in interviews as a possible link. Their behavior blurred lines between paranoia, mental illness, and something external. The family's mental state became central to every theory. For 4 years, the mountains kept their secret. Then, in November 2013, 2 hunters found the remains that would deepen the unease. 2 deer hunters hiking a remote ridge found skeletal remains. 2 adults and a child, less than 3 miles from the abandoned truck. Rugged terrain had eluded earlier searches. The bodies were badly decomposed. Identification took months. DNA testing confirmed it was Bobby, Sherilyn, and Madison. Their bodies were found lying side by side, face down, a detail that suggested execution to some. A small hole in Bobby's skull was noted, but overall trauma could not be confirmed. Because of decomposition, the medical examiner listed cause of death as undetermined. They were dead, but how remained unknown. The discovery brought grief and more questions, not closure. Speculation filled the silence left by official uncertainty. The briefcase remained missing. The cash, the trance, and the dog lingered as clues. Less than 3 miles apart, yet the path between them was full of questions. The official record offered no neat answers, so theories multiplied. Next, the most discussed possibilities, from drug deals to cults and everything between. Theory 1. A drug deal gone wrong. The area has a reputation for meth activity. $32,000 is a red flag, but no drugs or paraphernalia were found. Theory 2. Murder by an outside party, someone with motive or violent ties. Bobby's father was investigated but had an alibi. Others with violent histories were questioned. Theory 3. Murder-suicide. Sherilyn battled severe depression. A hate letter was found. But logistics, the 3-mile walk, Bobby's bad back, make this less likely to some investigators. Theory 4. Cult or paranormal involvement, fueled by the family's own claims of haunting. Their beliefs and behaviors make this theory linger even if evidence is absent. Each theory explains elements, but none explains everything. What do you think happened in the Sans Bois Mountains? Tell us in the comments. If you want more deep dives into unsolved mysteries, like and subscribe. The discovery of their bodies gave us facts, not answers. $32,000, a trance, a dog left behind, and 3 bodies face down in the dirt. Sources linked below. Thank you for watching.